if he was really quick about it, it's possible, I guess, because from the time it ended and the time I sat up, I didn't see anything around, so I assumed he was back here, so. It'd have to be quick if he did it, that'd be really quick. Like basically as soon as he did it, went over, grabbed something, and then took off.
Okay. So he wouldn't have had time to be fishing around?
Yeah, it wasn't that long where he was fishing around, oh, let me check your pocket, basically if he had something, you know.
He would have had to known exactly where it was,
Yeah.
and would have had to been fairly easy to access to get him.
Right.
Probably not time to maybe reach into a pocket or.
I wouldn't think so, he wouldn't have been able to reach in his bottom pocket, like roll him over and grab him, so it had to have been something in his front.
Okay.
I don't think so, I don't think it, again, he would have basically had to run over, saw it basically like this, and then took immediately off, because right when I stood up, I did this number, and I didn't see him anywhere, so I assumed he was
already probably in the car.
towards the car, so had he done it, he had to have done it right away, grabbed it, and then ran. I mean, there's no way that he could have fished around, I don't think.
Did it appear to you that the victim and the suspect knew each other?
I think so.
Okay. Didn't look like it was a stranger confrontation, maybe something that acquaintances.
Yeah, right. They were arguing about something, I don't know what about, and it appears that the one guy wanted, again, I'm just speculating, like he wanted something from the other guy, and the guy kept saying he didn't, you don't know what to say, you're just, that kind of thing.
So did you see the victim like reach for a wallet or anything like that at any time?
His hands are out.
The whole time?
Yeah.
It's just.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else that you can think of?
I almost wonder if they, again, I'm speculating, I don't know for a fact if they came in the same car together, because they were both standing around the white Navigator. And again, I wrote it, I think it was an early one, it wasn't the new ones all decked out and stuff, it was an older one, like one of the original ones when they first came out. Like they came there together, because they were standing there, the guy wasn't like towards another car or something, so I don't know, but he was near the white, they both were near the white Navigator.
When you first pulled in, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you first pulled in, they were both standing near the Navigator?
Yeah.
Like in the middle of the parking lot, or just kind of like at the bumpers, or?
Yeah, at the bumper at the back.
Okay.
And again, I wasn't paying much attention, people would stand there talking in the parking lot. I thought it was a little odd that being 7 o'clock in the morning, they're standing out there talking like they're waiting for somebody or something. At 7, why don't they just freaking go in because it's cold outside? And then and I wasn't paying much attention, and then I heard the voices getting raised. So the victim kind of backpedaling, like he was coming towards the door, maybe, and then came in front of my car, basically, with the other guy following real close, and they were talking, saying something. I'm just talking it out again, see if something else comes out. And then I know the victim looked at me, and then the other guy came, and then I could tell at that point when the suspect came that he was angry, or there was some kind of confrontation or something going on. That's when I thought, oh,
What made you think that? What made you think that he was angry?
I guess the tone of the voice and the body language.
Okay.
Because he was walking fast, and again, it wasn't a loud voice. It was kind of, from where I stood, it was kind of quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to hear what he was saying. I mean, but I guess I couldn't make it out. Either it was quiet, muffled, or it was a different language. It was like, to me. And then he walked in front. He turned around, came back, and then came this way. Reached in, grabbed, fired, and cuffed him. And that's when I thought, ooh, he knows I'm here. I'm witnessing this. I better get down. Yeah, it was 3 or, again, I'm not sure, pretty sure it was at least 3. not 4. Laid there for a second, was silent, kind of sat up, saw nothing. And I pulled out my phone, looked down, called 911, made sure I had the right number. I saw 911, they made a weird noise I never heard on my phone before. I guess it does that when you call 911. And I said 964 MJG as I saw it pulling back out. And then it went, and I'm pretty sure it turned right that way. And that's when I opened the car door, and I saw a couple guys coming from inside, the guy in the purple shirt and some other dude. And I stood up with my door open and saw him laying there. And I for sure he wasn't moving, he wasn't breathing, he was dead. And I was telling the guy whatever, and yeah, so.
Lee, you've seen something that's pretty traumatic. We have services that are in place for people such as yourself that witness traumatic incidents. Are you interested in talking to anybody today about what you've seen?
I think I'm okay for now. I think I saw the victim might have, again, I was starting to go down as he started firing, might have pulled it out, kind of turned to the back like he was trying to run, and he said no, and whatever. But he ended up falling straight on his back. I think I'm okay now. When I was in Chicago, I used to take the train, and one morning some girl walked in front of the train, and I didn't see it actually hit, but I was the first one on the body, I'm going to call it a person because it looked like a lump of flesh at that point. So, I think I'm okay for now.
All right, let me just step out here for just a couple minutes. I'm not the lead detective, so let me check with them and see if they need anything else from you, and then we'll get back to see what we're gonna do. And then, if you wanna, make a phone call to your wife real quick and just let her know kind of what you've seen and then.
Okay. Yeah, like in water or
absolutely.
Or something like that.
Do you want a Coke? Do you want water? What would you like?
Do you have coffee or anything?
Yeah. You want some?
Or Coke? Diet Coke's fine. Yeah, if you have that, that's good.
Let me check and see if the coffee's brewed.
If not,
because if it's not, we'll get you Coke.
Okay, thanks. Hey there. For part of the time I'm at the police station right now. Somebody got shot right in front of me as I pulled in. And so I'm at the police station giving my statement. I told you, Shane Christensen, the recruiter for Robert Half. Yes, I did. I told you I was meeting him at Village Inn. No, nobody's here. I told you what happened. I went there to meet him for the job. Do you want to see the email where he said, meet me there? Well, I did tell you. I'm sorry. I'm at the police station now. Sorry, I went there to meet him about the job. I didn't meet anybody else. I didn't even meet him. Because it all happened in the parking lot before I even went in. I know. At 8 o'clock, I'm at the police station. It happened right before 7. Just questioned the whole ball of wax. And
how do you like your coffee?
Just if you have a little sugar, it's great.
Just sugar?
Or equal or sweet and low, whatever you have, it's good.
Okay.
Thanks. I don't know, some guy. Well, yeah, right in front of me. I pulled up in the parking lot and they were fighting, and they're standing right in front of my car, and I was sitting in my car, and he pulled out his gun and shot him. Well, he got in his Lincoln Navigator and took off, and I don't know if they caught him or not. I doubt it. By the time I called 911, and by the time they got there, it was probably a good 7 minutes or so. So the guy basically, well, yeah, sitting there, I knew, well, the victim looked at me twice, making eye contact. I'm sure he came over in front of my car thinking that the guy tried something with somebody else sitting right there, and the other guy, I don't know if he saw me or not. Of course, he pulled out his gun. I was scared to death. He thought that he saw me, that he would say, oh, there's a witness, I'm going to kill him too. So after I saw the gun and he fired a shot or two, I ducked in my car thinking, oh my God, he's going to come after me next. And it was silent. He took off, and it was silent, so I stood up and looked. I didn't see him anywhere, so I pulled out my phone, so I called 911, and the guy backed out, got his license plate number, and saw him take off and head towards the right. Yeah, I got his license. And then shortly thereafter, then the guy was laying there. I for sure thought he was dead, and I went over there, and a couple of guys came out of Village Inn, somebody that works there, and a couple of the guys, and they're all standing around looking, and then the guy who was laying there steam started coming out of his mouth, and he started like he's gasping for air, and I could tell he had a mouth full of blood. And so the 911 guys, I tried to get him to tell me what to do. And the guy's like, oh, get some towels and put over the wound. That's when the guy had blood down in his eye, and blood coming down the back of his neck, and I didn't know where the bullet wound was. I had no idea. And so finally the other guy came, seemed like it took forever to get some damn towels, and came out, and he helped me roll him over on his side, and then blood just come draining out of his mouth or nose, whatever it was, just like it was whatever. And at that point I'm sure he was dead for sure, if he wasn't before. And finally the cops came first, and finally then the damn ambulance came, and of course the two news helicopter was flying above, and then they asked me my story. I had to go and write it and whatever, and then they brought me to the police station. So I've been sitting here for probably half an hour or so.
Yep. I'll be right there. Hi.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, all right. Shaken up, obviously, because it happened right in front of me. Basically right in front of my car. Smack dab right there, because I pulled up right next to the building. It happened, and the guys were on the sidewalk. No. They were standing next to their car. I just thought some guys were standing outside talking, because that's all it appeared to be me. I didn't pay that close attention to it. Well, they were older. Well, probably as old as me, I guess. And then I pulled, didn't think anything else. I thought they were standing there going and talking, whatever. And I heard some loud voices, looked back, and the one guy, the one that got shot, had his hands raised like, you say you don't know what to do, whatever, and he's walking walking backwards. At that point I looked at the clock, and I'm a few minutes early. I'm gonna wait till 7 o'clock to make sure he's there. And then he walked in front of my car, and the other guy started walking, and they were talking, and you could tell it was a fight of some sort. And then the one that shot him, would tell he was trying to corner him off, because he kind of stopped, walked in front of him, stepped in front of him a couple times, and the guy kept looking at me, looked at me like at least twice, the one that got shot, right in the eyes, and I thought to myself, here I am, less than a month in karate, I might have to try to use something to stop it, and basically whipped out his gun and shot him, like I said, twice, shot 1, 2, right off the bat. And then I thought, oh my God, he knows I'm sitting here watching the whole thing, he's gonna kill me next, shoot for me next. And so I ducked out of my car, or ducked down, and it was silent. And then after a couple seconds, I looked up, grabbed my phone, and started calling as I saw him back out. Right in front of my car, right, because the guy that shot him was standing up. Yeah, the guy that shot him was standing on the sidewalk. The other guy was against the wall in the bushes. He fell flat on his back in the bushes. I sure hope so. Got the license plate to make the model, so, I mean, and I assume he was heading towards the freeway. I mean, I didn't, on the corner of my eye, I swear to God, no, it was Shane Christensen. I was meeting him for the job interview. I'm sure he was in the building, because he was supposed to meet me there at 7. And so, yeah, so now I'm sitting, I just ended the interview with the guy. I had to write on a piece of paper what had happened, told about 3 or 4 people what happened, and now the guy was in here interviewing me, telling me what, asking me questions about, giving me, describe what happened, what do you think happened, blah, blah, blah. To my knowledge, I swore I told you I was going to Village Inn. I was meeting him at Village Inn. Because remember, maybe I didn't tell you, I told Jake that I wasn't going to go downtown, because that's where he wanted me to meet me, so I said, well, meet me somewhere else. And he's like, okay, let's meet at the Village Inn by the mall. I swear I told you that.
Oh, no. I don't. Just Matt.
God, no, I'm not lying to you. I swear to God, and everybody, that's totally what happened.
So you don't have to necessarily dismiss it. Well, in your case, you might as well dismiss it for the position of the father. I don't think you can press the case.
Well, yeah, that's where the company is.
Still dismiss it. The only, when they decide to go
Yeah, my car's still blocked off, I'm sure it is.
yes. Correct.
Oh boy. I don't know. He's talking to the lead detective now, and I'm probably waiting for me to finish talking to you, and whatever, I don't know. Asked me if I needed counseling. I said, no, not right now. I feel all right now. I mean, this is the second dead body I've seen, but yeah, it was
Is that exactly what was said?
surreal, to say the least. He's probably shot in the head. His eyes were open. One eye was open, the other one I couldn't see because it was covered in blood. I don't know. Right now I don't feel like it. What time is it now? 8:30? He's probably not even yet. I'll if I'm out of here in half an hour, I'll call him, tell him. No, I'm fine. I'll call him. If I'm not out of here in a little bit, I'll call him.
Yeah, there's levels of that's
Yeah, I thought I was gonna be shot next. If they catch him, you know it. Yeah, I thought about that too. No. Not the because they're not asking about that.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Well, there's guys on the inside in Village Inn that heard noise. The guy that worked there said, I just heard some popping noises. I thought they were doing some road work or doing some construction out here. I didn't know what was going on. Because it was me, and then right after I got out of my car, it was the guy in the purple shirt that worked there, and another guy in a suit. I don't know if that was Shane or not. If it's the dude from Prime Option, it wasn't him, because it didn't look like him at all. And some other older guy. And they must have not saw it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not worried about that at the moment. Yeah. You have to be pretty good to do that. But yeah, all right. Yeah, well, kinda. I didn't see the one that shot him right in the square in the face. I only because he didn't face me at all. I only saw the glimpse side of his face, like for maybe a tiny little bit. The guy that got shot, yeah, I saw him right before him. 'Cause he's facing right towards me, looking right at me. No, we're not there yet. They're trying to get the scene. I gotta go.
No, you're fine.
No, I'm done.
Okay. Just a couple other quick questions.
Yeah.
If you had to, I know you said he was wearing a kind of a jacket that was
Mhm.
difficult. If you had to put a weight to him, what do you think?
I've never been good at that. He was, well, the jacket made him look bigger and stockier, maybe probably than he was. So I'd probably say 220 something.
Okay. I'm about 6'1" and I weigh about 210. So.
Stand up.
Yeah.
Just kind of turn around. I'm gonna check out your
Yeah.
body. Yeah, probably about your height, and he seemed a little bit bigger up here. And again, I don't know if
Okay.
this was the jacket or whatever, but yeah, he seemed a little bit bigger than you.
220 is probably
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. When you first pulled in and you said they were standing at kind of at the rear of the Navigator.
Mhm.
Do you remember where they were in relation to each other, as far as who was on the driver's side, or if they were
Not definitively. Again, I didn't pay much attention. I just assume. I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I think the victim was kind of facing towards the driver's side, and the other one was towards the passenger. I'm not 100% sure.
So the victim would have been like on the passenger side facing the driver, and the suspect would have been on the driver's side facing the passenger side, or?
Yeah, from what I remember, here's the bumper of the Navigator. It was kind of like the victim was here, and towards more of the car, the back, the suspect was this way, so it was kind of like that.
So
From my point of view, as I was coming around the corner.
So the victim would have been on the driver's side
Yeah.
facing, so he would have been looking towards the south,
Yeah.
and then the suspect would have been looking towards the north.
Yes.
Okay.
And I didn't pay close attention. I just saw some guy standing there.
Well, you
Thought,
just-
oh, that's odd. They're standing up talking in the parking lot.
You
Must be
didn't-
waiting for somebody. Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't know that he was gonna
Yeah.
shoot him later, so. Okay, so as best you can remember, the victim would have been on the driver's side.
Yeah.
Suspect would have been on the passenger side.
Right.
And then the victim would have been standing out a little bit further into the
Yeah.
drive, and
Yeah.
the suspect would have been closer to the bumper.
Yeah.
You didn't see them get out of the car by chance?
They were
did you?
already out of the car.
They were already out,
Yep.
standing there.
Yep.
Okay. Skin tone, white,
They're both were
olive.
white. They're both. Of course, now I'm seeing the guy in his dead look kind of olive after he was dead, but my first thoughts, they were both white.
This one.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you could think of right now?
Well, all right, so I'll leave it to my wife to think about this one instead of thinking about me. She thinks about the wild stuff. So, you probably can't tell me if they found the guy or whatever.
The suspect?
Yeah.
No, not yet.
So, not knowing what happened, and you guys don't know what happened, what if he's like a hitman or something, and my wife totally thinking this way, this is totally up her alley. So what if he got my license plate number, and because I'm the only witness,
Yeah.
and because mine's easy to remember. I have the bright orange car. Mine's easy to remember. It's 012 whammy WMY. I mean, it's, I don't know, just throwing it out there, I guess. I didn't think, I mean, I kind of briefly thought about it and thought, oh, well, he'd be too worried to get the hell out of there to think about, me, but what if,
Yeah. I would think it's fairly unlikely. Usually a professional kind of hitman, I don't believe would
Wouldn't
be.
do it in public and wouldn't do it in front of somebody.
Yeah, where it's such a
public place.
Yeah, but we'll try and keep you apprised of that. If you want, we can get Draper to put an extra patrol on your house for a little while and keep an extra eye on you. Certainly, if you feel that there's something that happened, please give us a call immediately. But I don't want to tell you that there's no possible way that anything like that would ever happen, but I wouldn't worry so much about it. I mean, just from what you've told me, and again, as much information as I have about the case right now is from what you've given me. But it doesn't appear to me, I mean, this sounds like these guys are acquaintances or even, maybe countrymen.
Yeah.
Or something, and that he probably wasn't even aware that
I was there.
That you
That
were
was
there.
my first thought, because the suspect, from what I could tell, didn't even look my direction. He was
Yeah.
totally on the other guy, but the victim totally knew I was there. I think he went in front of the car because he knew I was there and figured this guy wouldn't try anything with me sitting right there.
That's,
And maybe the other guy didn't even see me or even notice I had just pulled in, because I just pulled in, turned off my car, and was sitting there.
I would, for someone to have a mental state to, be ready to take somebody out, I wouldn't think that their mind would be focused on getting license plate numbers or
I think the same,
and
however.
the other thing. So, but certainly, I mean, we'll take care of you that way if there's anything that we can do to help you out that way. If you see or start, I don't care if you think you're being ridiculous, or if you think, maybe my mind's just playing tricks on me. If you think you hear something, or give us a call and we'll come. If you think, God, was that something in my backyard or something? Give us a call. We'll shoot out there, take a look, make sure. We'll take care of you that way. And as we get a little bit more information, we'll try and. Obviously, we won't be able to share everything that we have with you, but as we get, if we find out that maybe these guys are brothers or whatever, that we can, say.
Brothers, 'cause they look, if it was a Laurel
Yeah.
and Hardy type thing, they look, one was
Yeah.
short and whatever, the other guy was just tall.
So, if we can find out maybe what the relationship is between the two, we'll kind of maybe let you know, so that try and ease your mind a little bit that way.
I'm assuming you have a license plate, at least you know the owner of the car, right?
Yeah, we
Or
got
it's registered too.
Got a little bit of information to go off of, so. All right.
So if I wanted to see somebody, do I see him now, or?
We can, I
Set
can.
it up for later,
Yeah,
or-
what we have is what we call our victim advocates, and they kind of are trained to assist you in stressful situations, and if they don't think that they have the skills or the expertise that you need, they can direct you to where we can take care of you that way. So I can give you my card. If you want to see somebody now, I can go over and get one and have them come sit down with you for a few minutes. If you want to maybe call them later, I can get you a phone number. You can call them at a later time and talk to them, whatever your pleasure is that way. So.
I don't know, I get a little walled up at the moment, I guess.
Yeah, well,
but it's not
usually what
like-
we find is that, immediately afterwards, the adrenaline and everything, and it's not till you kind of pull back a little bit and the gravity and the entire situation kind of hits you, and then maybe at that point in time you might, there's certainly no shame in wanting to get some help. So, do you want me to grab a phone number for you, or do you want to see if one of them could come just sit down with you for a couple minutes, or what's your pleasure that way?
I guess one of them here, might as well grab somebody. So,
Okay.
you know.
Let me go work on it.